I realize I'm not on the Corvette this morning. I actually have work. I'm supposed to be retired, but I don't know if you guys know what retirement is you know, you're not. So what I'm doing this morning, I thought it'd be interesting to somebody, putting in a kitchen sink. And I don't know if you guys, if they come with templates or whatever, and it might be a little bit of a daunting task if you think about it too much. I lay the sink itself on here. And so center it in the front and the back of the cabinet. Now when you do that, you're not going to have a whole lot of place to clamp. I'll show you later what we do there. But the cabinets are in the way on the inside. So yeah, this is a used sink. This was here before, so well, actually it wasn't, it was mine. So I lay it on there, mark the exact size, and then I go in, and you only have a 1/4 inch leeway here, so I was actually using this Scotch blue tape, and it's stretchy. It's like the waterproof masking tape. I don't know if you've seen that. So it's really hard to get a straight line. So anyhow, I marked in a 1/4 inch, and I'm doing this because then there's no mistake of which line you cut on, because, well, if you cut on the wrong line, you're going to throw this piece of countertop away. Now you don't cut all the way to the corner either, because this sink especially, it has a little different track, and these clips are already in there because I had it in somewhere, so I'm going to try to fight with them. They're really a pain in the butt to put on from underneath, but this is flat, so I can stop way back here and round it, so I have no worry. As long as these clips fit inside the hole, that's all I need. So that's what I'm doing. And what you do is you can either use whatever kind of bits you want, but I'm going to use a fairly large one. I probably won't use this Forstner bit. I just happened to grab it out of the truck. Something pretty good size, and come in here. I might even go bigger than that. I might even go with a 2 1/8 inch keyhole saw. That's a 2 inch. So, but that would be fine. The corner's going to be, you know, way out here. So I'll probably use a hole saw instead of that, because that's really going to take the edge off that. And you want those sharp. So I'm going to move this, and the reason I'm going to move this is because this back cut, you're not going to get a saw in there. So once I cut my corner, my circle, that'll give me that edge, and I'm going to flip it over and mark it and use a skill saw and cut it from the back. And I might do all this because then it doesn't peel up the Formica. But you have to be really careful that you don't cut this hole too big. Can't stress that enough. So I've got the hole saw. If you don't have a hole saw, you know, that's fine. You can use a jigsaw. If you're going to use a jigsaw and you're going to cut it from the top, you can get a jigsaw that cuts on the downstroke, so you don't pop that up, because that'll peel up pretty easy. Or you cut it from the back. So anyhow, I will be able to go in here and find this. This is a 2 1/8. This is a, no, that's not. Oh, that's a 3 inch. That's going to be even better. So that's a 3 inch. So I'll go in 1.5 inches from each side on the tape. Forget about the other line. 1.5 inches from each side. All right. And then we will cut that down through there. You gotta stay on it. You gotta stay right on the lines, because that's how it's gonna work out. Well, see, I scared myself. I had it on 1.5 inches here, and then I saw the line was 1 3/4, but I was right, the 1.5 inches. So from the tape, 1.5 inches. Now I'll put it on, speed it up here because you don't need to see me mark this all out and drill holes. Okay, so you can see there's my line. There's the actual sink size. There's my line. So you see on this one here, it wandered a little bit. So I had to go and re-drill a pilot hole over. Because then when you get that down in there, you cup, you can see where it's going to hit. So some of these it peeled the paper back on, but you can see. So now, see, I can really just cut this off in the back with skill saw. That one's over a little bit, but I still got plenty of line there. And that's good. Okay. So, that's what it is. So we'll see the next step. Okay, so I've got this moved over here. I was just going to mention something too about these countertops. You know, I really don't like these preformed laminate countertops, but I think the people that are cutting them here, see, that's tight on the bottom, it's open on the top. I think what they're doing when they're setting them on the saw, if you've seen those big saws, is they're not blocking the back end up. The front's higher, it's just got a lip. So now I have to take a belt sander and back cut every one of those. I'm not going to put the sink in this before I put it in here because I still have to deal with it, work around it and stuff. So, but yeah. And I didn't put these blocks in the last one. Then my dishwasher was really tight fitting in there. So I did this time, blocked it up. These kits you get, which I would have never bought the kit, the owner did, and you just cut blocks and put there. But either way, that's fine. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. And now once this is cut, it's going to be a little delicate. I'm going to cut a big hunk out of the middle of it. So I have to be really careful when carrying it back over there. And I want to undercut this back side while I'm here just a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to take off material. I'm going to use a belt sander and take off material on this bottom edge and not get near the top edge because I don't want to get rid of that straight. Now I could have used, I have a power plane, but that particle board's terrible on the blades. It's actually a door planer, but so yeah, that's what I gotta do. I gotta grind that and fix that up. So you go get set up with the saw. I'm gonna mark these. You know, I've had people complain about my videos about how they're not done very well. You're right, they're not. I suck as a YouTuber and I try to do the best I can, but when you have just your phone, I have a camera, it's a Romali, and I've got a whole bunch of footage on it, and I can't get it to upload. I don't know what the format's wrong. There's no support. I've tried to look up videos on the camera for troubleshooting, and there's nothing. So, I'm using my cell phone. I can't edit very well. I can only, well, I don't know. You guys tell me. I have an Android, and you don't go, oh boy, iPhone's better. No, they're not. My phone is just as, my camera is just as good. And so anyhow, I know how to add text, but I can't I don't know how to put a thumbnail on there. I know some of you guys are waiting for some more information on the Corvair, which I'm going to get to. My fuel pump's coming today. Not my fuel pump, my filler hose. The filler hose is, the gas tank filler hose is bad and it was putting gas all over the place. But I've got to finish this job, this painting job, and that's all I've got left to do is this. Do some shelves in the pantry. I got to finish this, and then I've got my blazer that I had that I put a head gasket in. I'll probably do a quick video on that. Someone else was looking at some information on the blazer and they commented that it wasn't very good. I get it. And you know, I don't make money at YouTube. I really just like to help people out. This person that I'm working for now is the one that said you should make a video on how to do that stuff. So construction stuff is really popular. The car stuff, everybody's doing car stuff. And there's a lot of people doing construction stuff too. But anyhow, this is what it is. I'm gonna cut this out, and you know, I'm a little nervous about this. Stay inside the line a little bit. I'm really thinking about just doing this back one here because it'll be so weak. Yeah. Now I don't want that to break through the front. So that's why I'm tipping it over quickly. And I want to chip that Formica up. Yeah. It's still connected in a couple places, so that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm just going to cut that off, finish those cuts with a handsaw. I wouldn't use a good handsaw on this. That laminate is plastic. It's, you know, that's a junky handsaw there. I see this has dropped a little bit right here. Just like that. Now I can finish these cuts. Just put it right in the crack. That's completely cut off that line. Oh, that's got a little bit left there. There. So now, make sure you're not pulling up and chipping that up. It's dusty. So I really said it before, but I try to make these videos, but I can't have the time wasted for my customer trying to get really good shots. No, this just doesn't work that way. They're paying me to do a job, not to make videos. She doesn't mind. She told me that, but so you can see I left a little. That one there's right on the line. Well, you know, get a little bit. Cut it through the back, but I did mark it. I meant to show you. I marked it. I cut. No, I can still show it. So see the line still there? Just to give myself a little grace. Just a little bit here and there. Just make sure I'm well on the other side. Now, before I put that in place, I'm gonna do this edge right here. I actually have a question for you guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have all Porter cable tools. Well, I have a Milwaukee set there. Porter cable there, that's Porter cable. I have a Porter cable Sawzall. I have that. Have DeWalt chop saw. I think they're the best. My tools are at least, they're probably 20 years old. So, what do you guys think? Cable still make a good tool? I haven't bought one in a while. I think that skill saw is the newest thing I've bought, and that was probably 15 years ago. So, I've told they've fallen off in quality. I never really cared for the Milwaukee skill saw, the way it was, the handle was on it and all that. I used to use a lot of DeWalt cordlesses. Man, we dropped them off roofs and everything, and I've just gone to the Milwaukee. I think they came back around. That chop saw is really old over there. It's covered with something. Who makes the best chop saws? Miter saws. You know, who makes the best power tools now? The quartered power tools. That belt sander is awesome. I've had that for a long time. Had a lot of miles on it. It's heavier than all get out, but way back then it was $200. So, but I was a building contractor, worked with my son. So, anyhow, let's get this cut made. This is kind of a delicate process here, and this isn't a delicate tool. In fact, I need to change the belt on that. It's a 4x24. Changing a belt, the directional. There's a bunch of arrows in there. You know, I watch a lot of videos. I watch Diesel Creek. I watch Vice Grip Garage, of course. Not of course, but a lot of people do. I watch Sleeper Dude. I really liked it. His kids are involved with him. Dylan McCool, all those guys. They're polished. They're well polished people, and I'm not. And You know, that's okay. And people are really mean to some people. Like, I know Diesel Creek, there's guys that complain about the way he does stuff. Look, if you don't like it, just, you don't have to watch it. I don't know why you picked those guys. They're doing something their way. There's many ways to do things. There's probably many ways people do this. I'm working by myself. This is how I've done it. It's how I've always done it. So that's what I'm going with. Now on an edge like this, I'm gonna put a, pencil mark's not gonna work. I'm gonna be very careful that I don't take any off the top there. Now I can trim the other one easier, it's a little short piece. And if I had two, if there was two of me, I would do this differently. Pieces there, it's just this little short piece that goes here. If there was two of me, I'd bolt that together and then carry the whole thing over and put it in place. I don't think I can. Not with that piece cut out of the middle of it. I don't know. I may attempt that because it's really hard to line up those surfaces when it's on the cabinet and you're crawling inside. Now, you know, maybe some of you guys can crawl in there, but that's a fixed shelf. So it's really, I think I'm gonna have to put it together out here. Hopefully I'm not a skinny guy. I'm not a fat guy, but you know. What I may do is put those screws in there, farther and leave that in there to kind of just give it some strength to carry that over there. So what I did is when I had that in here, maybe I can show you this other one. I got so much stuff in the way, it's a problem. Okay, I think I can do that. Okay, you see, that's sitting there flat. Well, okay, that side's got to come up a little bit. And then that'll close that space up. I'm not looking at the bubble right now. I'm looking at the flatness. So it is a little high, or this one side's a little low. But when you pull that together, that should be flat. So what I'm gonna do is maybe I'll stick this one together and try to show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see this. Obviously, I won't know until after I look at the video. But that gap, that's flat. That's horrible. I don't know how they're cutting it. I've never had them cut this bad. That's flat right there. Not level because the bench is not level. So I have to cut. I have to grind back a whole lot. I don't know, that's not right. I should be able to get those more accurate than that. That nice big table. I don't know. You can see what this process is going to be. Now there's going to be glue going in. That's fine, but took a lot off of there. That helped out a lot. But this end, let me see. See if I can pick this up without. All right, let's see. So that's flat. That's nice. Look at that. Obviously that's low, but I don't have my third arm working, so I can't pick that up. But look at that gap in the bottom of that. So I need to get a square and see which one of those is so far out of square. But that's completely unacceptable. It's 3/16 of an inch. So if I put a square on this, oh man, yeah, let me show you that. Look at that. That is pretty well lined up with the bottom. Well, it's not. It's really hard to get the perspective. But that's how much that's off. How about this one? Do this one from the back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Anyhow, it's gonna be a lot of fitting, so I'll probably just do high speed here. Yes. Basically what I'm doing, why is it so floppy? What I'm doing is just gonna keep grinding away, put it up there, try it, take it down. I'm not gonna touch the middle yet. Don't wanna do that because that's straight. Right, well, I haven't even put a straight edge on to see, but it should be straight. Okay, that didn't really take as long as I thought. But I'm being really careful with that bell sander because that can take off a lot of material in a hurry. But you can just see, I can hold this all. See how much better that is. Actually, that would probably pull together really good with glue in there, because you have to glue these. You want to glue them too because water will get down in there. I was always tempted to use silicone, but if they had like some kind of a, you know, I don't know, they send you these glue packs. I'm using Gorilla Glue or something, whatever I have. So I think I'm gonna go with that, and I think I'm gonna put the whole thing in one piece and hope I don't break it in half, because what would really stink about that, besides it would cost me, you know, over $100 probably for that piece, is I'm supposed to have people moving in here Wednesday. This is a rental, so yeah. And the other thing I think is completely junk is I haven't come up with a better system like this yet. These go in here, and you can't get a ratchet on it. Like, you see this corner right here? Like, I'm gonna go get, my router is right here. I'm actually gonna route out the rest of this so I can actually get a full half a turn on the wrench, because they're ridiculous. It's just, like, can't we come up with something better than that? I don't know. I mean, I realize there's not much thickness left there, but there's gotta be a better way. So yeah, I remembered I did that before. I routed these out. And I gotta make sure the head sides are all on the same one, because the other one's the same thing. It's like a big 4, you know. Actually, that one's not even, yeah, it is. So anyhow, you put those in there, bolt kit. Actually, these are on the last countertop that was here. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm gonna use them again. Take a wire brush and just clean that little bit of this glue or, you know, crud, whatever on there. Okay, after much or little deliberation, decided to go for a new package because I could see that I was going to spend way too much time cleaning that and the other set. And again, it's all about the customer. And do I waste a half an hour of labor for, well, I don't know how much that bag of bolts was. It's been a while. Or do I just do it? Now, on these, I'm not so concerned with lining up the back as I am the front, because you see this. You know how it goes. This is going to be full of junk back here, piled up with, you know, whatever. The corner of the kitchen cabinet is full. And it's a rental. Like, I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to waste time doing this. So, anyhow, this is, I'm actually going to use the glue that they sent with it, because I don't know if it's better. It probably isn't, but, you know, whatever. Might be fresher than what I brought. So. Do you guys ever have a jackknife, pocket knife, and it's never sharp because you use it for everything? When you need it for something sharp, it's non-existent. Probably the other thing we gotta do, seems we do have new floors here. Let's not get glue all over the floor. That would be no fun cleaning off. because that's one of the bolts. One of the bolts are on there. Well, it's still gonna be. It'll be on this side. I can move that around back and forth. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do here. Get a couple of them adjusted to the length that they probably should be. Dust is killing me this morning. How far we got? With that much doubled. That was pretty close. But actually may just screw something to the bottom of this to hold it where it goes to. Then that'll make it flush. Yep. I'll get that ready as well. Check your screw lengths. Don't just reach into a container and throw it full of screw out and stick it in there. I did that once in a house a long time ago. I was screwing the countertop up, had a bunch of screws in my hand, and one of them was a 1/2 inch longer and it came right up through the top. So it wasn't fun. You know, guys, is it the Chinese screws or the Chinese bits, but they don't fit good anymore? Probably both. It's really just going to be just enough. Yeah. All right, let's run it through there. Trying to strip that one out so I can keep grabbing on that. Now I'm going to take these off as soon as we put this together because there's going to be glue on them. And, well, there isn't anything for them to hit in there, but still, I don't know, that one might hit in the corner. So, I was trying to reverse it. I was trying to shove it down through there in reverse, but it'll strip out. There it is. Make sure it's not where our clamps are going to go. Any of you guys know you come up with this stuff? How you come up with this stuff? It's from working by yourself all the time. Now, when I have my construction company, because I know people said on videos, oh, if you were doing, stop telling you do-it-yourselfers, telling people how to do this stuff. Like the shower surround I did. I couldn't get moisture resistant drywall. It's plastic, there's nothing gonna happen. Like, sometimes we don't always have what we need. Like, this is just trying to help people out. I know some people, you know, well, they should, that's one of the comments. Well, they should hire a professional. You know what, guys? Some people can't afford a professional. And if you're here just to complain about that, you know, move on. I have a lot of people that's been very helpful too, so, especially on some of the bigger videos. But this is just little odds and ends, you know? Something, maybe you want a new countertop, but you can't, like, and then you're, don't worry about getting this on the surface either, this is water-based. You can get the countertop, but you can't afford the labor to have someone put it in. You don't know anybody that can do it. I know that if you make a mistake on these, it's a lot of money. I also know that if you take your time, and you know how to read a tape measure, which I'm not being a smart guy, I'm just saying, you gotta be able to know how to read a tape measure pretty well. Try it, do it. Be careful. If it takes you all day, it doesn't matter because it's just your time. And if you work so much that you don't have time, And maybe you can afford to have it done. I don't know. But I used to do this for a living, yes. I was a building contractor. I worked in Maine. My sons worked for me, a couple other guys. So, oh, yeah, so let's put it on both surfaces. We really want this to stick. I mean, I really want it to be sealed. It's not going anywhere once it's screwed down. So, almost got it on the floor, see that? Almost got it on the floor. Yeah, if you were organized, you probably have a brush for this. I never do. I'm always getting covered and stuff. You see my pants where I wipe my hands all the time. My wife is like, what are you doing with those pants? I'm like, well, you know, it's warm here in the Southwest. I'm in New Mexico. We're in the 90s every day, upper 90s. Generally, it'll hit 100 a couple times here, and that's it. Secret is the humidity is only like 26% just today, which is amazing. It's still hot, but you know, I was in Maine 2-3 weeks ago. Humidity was 80% and it was 95. That was pretty rough. Ain't gonna lie. All right, we're all ready. We're lathered up, and where's one I adjusted? A little tight. You get a few minutes with white glue, you guys know. There it is. Alright, so now I'll crank this in to hold it. Get snug. Get my glasses. Alright, what I'm going to do is put you on hyper, and you'll need to watch me screw all those in. The other thing I'm not a fan of is these. Now look what I got from this lumberyard. This one's got heat glue, you have to put an iron on it. This one's contact cement. I mean, come on guys. And then this one goes next to the stove. If you guys don't know, heat releases contact cement. Heat and steam, you can move it around. They never stay on. I'm gonna put them on. I'm gonna try to adjust the stove up a little higher than the countertop, you know, so that heat coming off the bottom's not hitting them, but they fell off at my house. They fell off the apartment I did. You know, it's not great, but really there aren't many options for that. So when it comes to fitting these ends, I'll do this one first. This is the iron one. I actually have tools for doing laminate countertops, like if you want to glue it all down and all that, make your own. I have a trimmer. You don't need one. You can use a router. But I have a roller, which is really nice for rolling these when they get hot. And I would suggest fitting them as closely as you can first, because pain to cut this stuff off later. So it's really long. So you can do that. That one's gonna be by the end of the fridge, okay? This is, I'm taking an inch off that top. It's easier now than when it's on there. Well, if it's, when it's here, it's fine. If you've already got it mounted, then it's a pain. So again, I'm just gonna trim that. I actually, these are really awesome. Laminate trimmers. They cut down. If you're doing any of this at all, I would suggest getting a pair. The bottom is going to be way long. It's fine, it doesn't matter. It's going to be up against the fridge forever. So the end is long though. Again, instead of, I try not to use a trimmer. I just take a file and hit that top edge, take the edge off it, taper it a little bit so it's not getting caught. It's going to catch food and whatever else is going to be in there, you know. But anyhow, make that corner right. This over here, see that little corner? I can snip some off of that, but file does a pretty good job. Oh, yeah, I do have one. Okay. Let's say if you have one. I mean, you can just leave it there, but it's just not great. The bottom edge is a little long too. Just take a quick fit. So I just put that side, push pencil on the other side, line it up. Gotta cut it from the top, or else it's gonna chip it away. So anyhow, these are great. Say it's going up against the fridge, so it's not that big of a deal. I'll give you a close up of it when I'm done. Anyhow, get the iron going. Oh, see if I can break the corners off it. That corner could go a little bit. It's just when you file that corner like that, you might break it. It'll probably break in the right direction for you, but might not. Yeah. So anyhow, a little preparation time. A little preparation time is worth it. Get my wife's iron. Hopefully I don't get glue on it. And she puts it on some good clothes of hers. But this is the fancy fandangled ones. It's getting hot. It's gonna be pretty hot. You want it pretty good, and you really should have a roller to just seat it in there, so it's nice and stuck as best you can. You know, it is what it is. This is like the cheapest countertop, although I'd really like to do a cement countertop. If any of you guys have done any of this, comment down there, show me, send me your video. I'd like to see. I know you can get the kits at Lowe's, probably Home Depot, Amazon, all that, but I want to make sure this is up higher, if anything. You don't want it below there, so you can always trim it back, right? Yeah, it's not hot enough. It's going to be pretty hot. It's getting dirty, but it's fine. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can pull on it. See, the other thing is when it's soft, you can move it. So you can move it up, seem a little low right there. So let's just slide that up a little bit. Oh yeah, that is hot. Okay. And pull this up a little bit. I'll probably make an actual tool for this, but I don't do it a lot. This is the last one I did was in my own house, the apartment that I built. I have some video on that. Yeah, see it stuck to my finger. Now, this is plastic too, so you might melt it. Be careful when you go over the end. You push on that, you'll break it off. I didn't put a block on the end of this. If it was a countertop that people would be walking up to, I would have filled it down all the way. Again, it's down here. It's not. Unplug that iron because the other end is contact cement. I actually have to go get a brush because I don't have a throwaway brush, chip brush. So, there's a hobo freight. Just shape it. I'm gonna get you in here closer because it's really, where's that adjustment? You have to be really careful with what you're doing. Okay, that's just the black, that's the back. I haven't hit the other one, the other piece yet. See how it comes off and really easy. And flat on the other piece right now because it's still high. Okay, and take your time. You can't put it back on. And then once I get there, so does your finger catch on it? A little more. Okay. Oh, see, I went into it there. Well, it's pretty nice there, so get a corner right here, bring my round file. I choose chainsaw file. So, you know, that's, again, it's not. I get zoomed in here. Let's get back out and just walk closer. So, see, there's no edge. I'm just gonna do that all the way across there. Now, if you did end up with a lot on there, see, I put this tape on there. If you're using a router, the router has a bearing on it, which is fine. This doesn't. This is a laminate trimmer, and so I just put a piece of tape on there so I don't scar up the countertop. Just to save yourself a little bit of trouble. Now it's down there a little bit, and then it just moves you along a little quicker. As I was filing on this, I came across a place here. It's not quite stuck. So the thing that's, you know, not bad about this is you can go back in and just get some heat on it again. And again, this filing, you know, come way down on this side. And when you do that, you have less surface on the top to take off. And you'll see the glue clean up and bring my file cleaner. You know, have a file card in there. I think they even make them. That was back when you didn't throw away tools and fix them, clean them, whatever you had to do. So see, that cleans up there. I'm going to take that edge off. Take that sharp edge off. That's getting hot, okay? This is, I've had a bastard file which is more coarse than that. Pardon the language. That's what they're called. I don't know. Don't know why. You guys know why? See, it's getting loose right now. There we go. It's likely on the back pull on that. That's hot. So, alright. Unplug that again so it doesn't fall over and melt a big chunk out of my vinyl floors, vinyl click flooring. It's really good stuff. Put it in our house. We like it. It's waterproof. It's come a long ways on that flooring, for sure. These corners are where I always get it. I always get a little too crazy on it. I don't have a whole lot of patience. You know, could be worse. Around the bottom edge. Say if this was exposed somewhere, and it was sticking out, somebody could catch a piece of clothing on or something, rip that thing off, or cut themselves on it. So again, the fridge is here, but I don't know. Someone might rearrange things here someday. I don't know. There's a little dig in it right there. I think must have come. It came in because these things have been sitting unmoved for a long time. It's like someone dragged something across it. There you have it. You can also get Contact Cement Cleaner. I'm not sure if yeah, that stuff, it's really acetone cleans it or not. I think it will. I think acetone cleans it, so that's it. Alright, I'm gonna attempt to put this over there without breaking it. Where that is. Just remember that it moves the fridge. Sometimes you can't put them together first too because it's between two walls. You don't have the space. But every kitchen is different. So if I carry it this way, it's a little bit stronger. And it's heavy. See. I do have to take that block out from under it. I forgot that. In the corner, it's hidden. Well, that's what happens. Yep. There it is. Alright. Now, on your blocks. Ow. Fingers. Get scratched up against the wall. I heard it pop. So there it is. You can see what I said about the height on the stove. I mean, the stove's got a ton of adjustment, so we don't want that countertop up there. All right, now I'll take this out and then get up underneath here. Screw this down. I can put my sink in. I can put my dishwasher in. I'm gonna silicone that sink in. I have to see if I have that. That's actually a shadow there. It has been painted. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So, yeah, that was fun, but that worked well. I like it. Still don't like that seam. It's just black, you know, but it'll be black anyhow because it'll be full crud. Okay, so here's my cut. So you can see what the problem's going to be. Oh, that's a problem there, but I'll have to fix that. As far as your clips, you can get them in there on the bottom of that, but you can't get a wrench on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill a hole right here. Well, I'm going to put it in and mark where they are, or I can just, you know, set it here. I gotta see if I have enough clearance too. Got that little bit of tape on there. I want to get rid of that because if you put your silicone on, you don't want that. And yes, you should silicone your sink in, and there's a reason for it. How much water is on your countertop? It's going to go down through here and rot your cabinet. A lot. So, let me grab a sink and I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, so let's get the sink. And if it falls down through, you guys will see it. You'll be the first ones to see it. Well, I'll be the first one to see it. Anyhow, these clips are probably all be in the way, because that's just the nature of the beast. Just push them in there. If you take them out, you're gonna have to fight to get them all back in there. See, I'm already hitting on, some of these have a really long screw, and so I'm gonna have to, I can cut those screws off. I don't know why they make them so long. Just, you know, in case you have a, so anyhow, I mark right there. There's one. And there's one there. There's one there. I don't know why it's not even. The rest of them will be fine. But that one I can see the screw is hitting on top of the, yeah, that. Just remember to screw this down too, this countertop. Yeah, let's take that clip out of my house, and I've actually never seen clips like it. I actually just put in an LK. I think the Home Depot and Lowe's has them. It's really thick. It's flat. It's just flat on the counter. It's just one thickness of metal. So great. These here are really weird. Well, there's that long one right there. I gotta cut that off. But so anyhow, in order to get a wrench in here or whatever, I mean, yeah, you cut a piece out of here. But best way to cut a piece out, can't look through the camera and do it, is, well, I'm going to show you. You know, I always wonder why they just don't make sinks a little bit narrower. I mean, you got so little to work with. But anyhow, I take a bit like this, doesn't have a long pilot hole, so you're not going to come out through something. And just take a hunk out of this. Ooh, that's maple. These are old cabinets, I painted them. I'll give you up close here in a minute. Nice thing with the Fastener bit, they cut really nice, they're controllable. So, somewhere if I can find it. Oh, there we go. So, let me look from the top so you can see, right? So there's a space, right, below it. So you have room to get in there, get your nut wiggle on there, whatever. Actually, that screw will reach now. It'll be fine. I can still cut it off. I don't have to take that. Oh, that one's really long too. Screwed back all the way for some reason. The problem with them that length is you can't use a deep socket or anything like that. So that's way too long. Well, actually, that's a good point. So see, we have, so what I did is I centered this sink. Well, I did when I didn't show you guys, but I took the center of the doors and put it, now the window's not really centered, but I just centered it here. Well, this is a custom made cabinet, so that's all one piece all the way to there. Well, what we have is 3/4 of an inch there, and it's almost flush, but it's all, I can still hook the bracket in there. That's not a big deal. So I gotta go get some supplies and I'll return. Next step on this sink, putting it in, but plumbing that goes on it, and there's a faucet. I'm probably gonna put the trap and stuff on there. I'm hoping it lines up really close. I have the same plumbing that I had on it, and the reason I'm using it over again is because before we renovated this, I actually replaced all that, so it's new. And I'm probably gonna throw the faucet in there, just because sometimes they're a pain in the butt to tighten up, and I don't like being on my back. So, and I'm old. Okay, there's a lot of things that I don't like, countertops. Now, the things I do like, well, this has got a touch saying we're not going to use that here. It takes batteries. It's an apartment. I'm going to be in here changing batteries. We had one on the other side too, and I didn't put it on there. That's your weight. So this is a slide neck. That's your controller there. What I do like now, there's some things I like, and that's these long hookups, so you don't have to buy another, you know, I don't know what they're called, the supply line. Now that's a bit much. I don't know if I'll put that in the sink first or not. So they're color coded. I don't have this together yet, so I'll get it through there, but the blue goes to the blue. Then these are your 2 feed lines, and this is your electric stuff, which, like I said, at home, that would be great. Here, oh, it actually tells you where your weight goes. There's the thing right there. Can't put it on until after you put it in the sink. So I forgot this is a single nut on it. It's fine, they're easy to put in, you know, relatively. I don't want to deal with all this flapping around. But the beauty of that is I don't have to go buy more parts. And the bathroom sink was the same way. And I haven't seen the bathroom sink like that yet, so I'm not going to do that. I did put what plumbing on here. This goes here. It's going to run into that piece. There's a T over here, and that hooks straight in. So I think I'll just hold off with that. Well, that's already going on there. So yeah. Anyhow. I can stick this on here. It's not going to hurt anything. But then when I get in there, I'll just adjust this T, just loosen that up, and we'll just put it off to the side. All right, now the other thing, I'm going to put silicone on here. I don't want it all over the countertop. So, make sure you're still running. I'm trying to be as helpful as I can on this because I know it's a daunting task for some people to cut a hole in their countertop. Ah, that's that waterproof tape, which is fine, but it stretches like it cups. It's definitely not for trying to tape a straight line. And it doesn't tear if I cut it. It's kind of what I got though. Should have an arrow piece for the back, but I don't. Anyhow, I put the silicone. I'm going to dry fit that sink one more time though, to make sure that I have clearance in all these fasteners. I don't know if there's any other you guys out there that's trying to do YouTube. I don't really thought about doing another channel. I'm an assistant pastor. I thought doing some other thoughts. Trouble is there's so much criticism out there because, well, I believe what the Bible says is true. And if you want to come with your thoughts and ideas and feelings, I really have no place for that. So, but Some people just want to learn what God's word says, which is great. I have teachings on Calvary Chapel, Silver City, calvarysilver.com, or Sermon Audio. I think they're on Sermon Audio too. I was going to try to find that regular roll of masking tape. I didn't really want to use it because it's a big, giant, wide one, but I'll do it in pieces so I can get it in there. It's just really hard to clean up silicone, like especially back there. Like I have double sinks in my bathroom at home, and I silicone the backsplash. It wasn't stone, some composite, and I put the sinks in, and I tried to silicone behind them, and I couldn't get the caulking gun in there. And so I actually have to go do this. I don't really want to take my faucets out, but I don't want water getting behind there either. So, shirt stuck to it. Yeah, hopefully I don't. Shirt doesn't stick to it, pull it all off. Oh, that's great. I was like an inch too short. Well. Anyhow, if you take your time in all this, it makes a big difference. Now in the other apartment, I made a mistake and I put silicone in that back edge right there. And you can't paint silicone. So I have caulking, painter's caulking for that. Put that in there and I'll paint that again and that'll look really nice, clean that up. Caulking makes a big difference. Thing I've been doing for a while, somebody probably will, hate on me, not like it when they have to take the toilet up, but especially in a bathroom, I silicone around the toilet. This is rental, it's like it's gonna get full of crud. Silicone the bottom of that, all around the baseboard. If you have a little water get by, I did do this one over here, but I like it. It looks neat and easy to clean. It's not full of crud. Because I've taken lots of toilets off, and man, the crud down in there, you don't even want to know about that. Well, I just did dry fit that. I guess I didn't have the camera going. So anyhow, it was hitting. It was on this. I was supposed to fix that and I didn't. So I got to do that now. Try this again. You don't want to get it in there and get all covered in silicone and have it not fit or have it not go where you want it to go. So, again, go in here, get all the clips out of the way. Oh, see now I can pull it to the line. That's my original. See that? It's pretty close. I just squished it back but anyhow. So I know that I have that 1/4 of an inch. Now when you stick it in there, you're gonna get silicone all over your fingers. So maybe not. I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. I hope there's a plate for that to cover this. I didn't see one. Oh my goodness. Yes, there is. Okay, I figured it was, but and they're made a real long tail on those faucets because if you've got stone or something, that'll go there. Take care of that. All right, back out. Okay. Dishwasher gets that. Now, get the silicone going here. Didn't think I had any. Thought I was gonna run to the store again. Alright. Liberal amount. Don't be conservative. Everywhere else you can be conservative. Not here. It's not really a liberal amount, but it's only a 1/4 inch reveal. You don't need it dripping down into your bottom cabinet. If you know what I'm saying. It's really just don't get all that water down in your cabinet. These cabinets are pretty rough. They've had leaks for years. Actually, this is one of the squarest buildings that I've worked in a long time as far as doing a renovation. I don't know who built it. I think it was built in the 70s, but it's pretty nice. When you go to put trim, baseboard in closets and stuff, it really shows. These clips. Okay, back to the line, and I think I'm gonna let that stuff set up a little bit before I tighten it up. I'm just trying to center this in the hole. I'm gonna peel that tape up afterward. Now you can, with silicone, you can cut here and take a razor blade and cut there and take that out. It just takes the big globs out. So I'm gonna crawl underneath there and just tighten up the clips. It's not that exciting. That's really how it is. I mean, plumbing is pretty straightforward. I think I'm gonna end that there because I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. I mean, so I've been, well, let's see. I hate to do this, but all right, I've been, anyhow, I've been, I don't know, a couple hours, 2.5 hours. Oh, there's the time, 11 o'clock. I've been 3 hours getting this done. But when you drop it in there and it doesn't hit the floor, you'll be glad you took your time. So, and I'm one for, you know, kind of being in the rush all the time. That's a giant gap there. Okay, well that one's not quite so square. Of course, then again, maybe that's not so square. Whoops. It's not so square. You know, after all that trouble, but there's a pretty good sized gap. I have to get my 3/4 inch caulking out. Not really, guys, it's not a thing. I've had people that have had to use it. So I have this to finish in this apartment. That countertop. I'll probably just move that stove out of here so I can do those two ends. That one, but anyhow, it'd be really hard to get this piece in here where it's against the wall. And against the wall, you have to get it in here square. And then if I put it in here square, I'm not gonna be able to put it down because of the backsplash. Now that backsplash has got some issues. There's a little piece in the corner. I'll show you. Well, yeah, I will, because I should have taken it back, but we were waiting for these. So there's a piece that fell out of it. Once it's in place, it'll be fine. But it's really, I hope I don't break that off. But that one there we can put together first, like we did the other one. And then, gosh, that'll be it. I gotta put shelves in here. I already have the shelves made. I already have the cleats painted a coat. The shelves have a coat of paint on them. We've done new floors. We fixed the drywall, new windows, new door. Light fixtures are new. Replaced all the receptacles and switches with new ones that are so old and crusty. The new doors. The bathroom's completely new. All that. It's I did some video on the other one. There's one just like it. This is a duplex. So same floor throughout the whole place. It'll be a good rental. Just wrapping things up. Gonna put in some doorknobs. I got that door to mount. This one over here, I made a jig. And yeah, I screw up sometimes. And the hinges are in the wrong place, look. So I'm gonna take the hinges off. These doors are really big too for these openings. So I'm gonna take these hinges off and plane that whole side right off and then put them back on. And then that'll be that. So it's been a good project. It's she should have no maintenance for a long time. So put it on there, unless I do a video on that. On the other piece countertop, but I probably won't. I might throw a picture in of what I was telling you about. That's not right, so. But yeah, comment on the border cable tools. I'm interested if I go to replace any. What do you think is the best hand the power tools now? So thanks, guys.